a bit more of a fun and kind of lifestyle type video. I'm going to be sharing a bunch of things that are in my office and on my desk on a day-to-day basis. If we haven't met, I'm Manali. I'm a brand photographer and educator based out of Virginia. I figured it would be really fun just to share a little bit of the things that I have on my desk every single day as I'm working. I am a creative entrepreneur, like I said, so I work for myself from home in my desk in my office space, and I get a ton of questions all the time on Instagram about different things that are around my office at any given moment. So I recently upgraded to the newer MacBook. So I have this little guy that's a really handy converter. It has a USB 3, so like three USB slots that are lightning fast, which is super helpful. And it has a slot for like your SD card right here, if you see that, and a micro SD card as well. So this is super helpful because I'm a photographer, so I have to be able to read things off of my memory cards all the time. I have one on my desk right now. And so I just plug this guy into my computer, and then we'll plug in anything that I need, and it lets me have 3 USB drives connected at any given time, which is so helpful because I back up all of my shoots to 2 different hard drives. So the SD cards that I always use are the SanDisk, the Extreme Pro ones, and I try to get the ones that shoot at 95 megabits per second or faster. I have a ton of the 64 ones and a ton of the 32s, and then I have one 128 that is always like my backup slot, and so I'll keep the 128 in there for any given wedding day, and then switch out the 64 or the 32 gigs in that first slot because my camera records to 2 different slots. So let me walk you through 2 different types of hard drives that I actually use in my business as well. So I have one here that I've mentioned in a video before on how I pack my camera bag. I'll link that video up here. But this one is a portable SSD hard drive. So it's a solid state drive, which means that there's nothing that there's no fan or disk that spins. So it's a little bit more accident prone. So great to travel with, and it is tiny. This is how big it is, and it holds up to 512 gigs. So this is kind of like my working drive. It is also super fast, and it just comes with this one little cable that I can plug into my computer, which is awesome. And it comes in this fancy little pouch. I also actually store something in here that is essentially this guy, but it only has this to 1 USB that's a little bit smaller if I don't want to have this plugged into my computer at any given time. I'm using it right now for my podcasting mic, so I won't show it to you guys, but I will link it down in the description below. Before I get ahead of myself, let me show you the other types of hard drives that I use. So I use these hard drives. They're called LaCie or LaCie. I think it's called LaCie. I like to say it that way because it's more French. These are the hard drives that I use. So this is the older version of them. And I recently bought this one. They're both, I believe, 1 terabyte each. But the newer one is a lot slimmer. I don't know if you can, yeah, you can kind of tell. It's a lot slimmer, and it also has the wire. It has both. It actually has this little guy, and it has the one that's USB, like the normal one as well. And these are the hard drives that I use. Again, they're very durable, so if you drop them, they'll be okay. But these are the main hard drives that I have. So at any given point, any of my shoots are backed up to this one and a second one that's just like this, that's a backup. I actually recommend, if you are backing stuff up to 2 different hard drives, I actually recommend don't do as I'm doing, do as I tell you. Back them up to 2 different types of hard drives just in case there's a manufacturer problem with one type. Your second drive should be okay. So that's what I recommend, but these are the ones that I've been using for years and years now. Love them. You can grab them off of Amazon. I'll have a link down below. The next thing that I use, and that's on my desk a lot, is this handy dandy podcasting mic. So I have the Yeti. It says Blue Yeti. It looks like this. I have the Nano one. I don't have the full size one. I think that the sound on this is perfectly fine for everything that I kind of need it for. And so I use this whenever I'm recording any video content that I need really good audio for. And it's what I use for my podcast episodes, especially my interviews as well. I also use it as sound for the YouTube videos, so it's super helpful because the quality on this guy is a lot better than the mic that's on my camera. something fun that I wanted to show you, I'm actually using this right now, is my friend got me this little plate. I can't actually, let me just tilt this down. She got me this little plate, which is really fun because it just turns on and off based off of if you have a cup on top of it or not, and it heats up your coffee cup. So I am one of those people that takes like over an hour to drink my coffee at any given point, and this way it always stays warm and it doesn't get like lukewarm and kind of gross as I drink it. That was a gift from a friend and I love it. I use it all the time, so I'll make sure that that's linked down below as well. Another little like more fun lifestyle-ish thing is something that I recently got. So I was a competitive dancer throughout college and for 4 years after actually as well. A lot of people don't know this about me. I've been dancing and running my own business simultaneously for a really long time, but I don't talk about it a lot on my Instagram or anything like that. But I'm a dancer, probably will always be a dancer. But I hurt my back in 2019, and now working from home, I sit in one place at my desk a lot. And so this is a little massage gun that I use every single day. It's super, super nice. And it's not the Theragun, because I know that that's super popular, but it's like a different off-brand. Let's see if it doesn't have the brand name on here actually. I'll make sure I have it linked though. I got it off of Amazon and it was like, I'm gonna say it was like 50 bucks. It might have been a little less because it was on sale. But it comes with a bunch of different types of attachments. And you just like turn it on and then you can have, like, it shows you the battery and then this speed, like you can have it like a little bit faster, a little bit slower. But I use this like every single day on my lower back because my back needs it. So this has been more like lifestyle thing that I have loved using this year. Let's see, the next thing that I want to show you are back kind of on the tech game. I use my Beats a lot for headphones. These are not like the noise canceling ones, but they are so cushy and padded that like when I put them on, they like block out a ton of noise. So if I need to like really focus and get a lot of work done, I'll usually pop these on. They're adjustable, which is awesome. I know some people are like, oh, the Beats quality is like not as good as like Sony or Bose, but they're fairly inexpensive for how good they work. And I love that they actually like collapse like this because I travel with them all the time. And this is super helpful and they stay charged for like a really long time. I usually don't have to charge them more than like once a week, maybe sometimes like once every 2 weeks if I'm not using them a whole lot. But they hang right underneath my desk and that way I can like listen to stuff at any given time. I used to actually record my podcast interviews just using the mic on them as well. The mic on there is pretty good too. So love my Beats. We'll probably always have them and use them all the time. Maybe one day I'll upgrade to the really cute like rose gold pink ones because they're super cute. But next thing on my list is my blue light blocking glasses. I have these ones. They're from Pixel. It's Pixel. And essentially when you wear them, they just block out a ton of like the blue light from your screen. So it minimizes the headaches that you get. These ones are a little bit more expensive, but they're really nice because they are not super blue tinted. Like you can see a little bit, but they're not blue enough where it like drastically changes the colors as I'm editing, which is a huge thing for me as a photographer. So these are the ones that I have that I love. I'll make sure that the exact kind are linked down below as well because I don't remember the name of them off the top of my head. So next thing, I was going to mention this. I have loved using planners pretty much like all of my life. I started using them in middle school when they used to give them out to you in school, and I use mine like religiously and have loved kind of like trying out different brands ever since college, I would say. And the ones that I am currently using are Emily Lay's Dapper Desk. So she has like a coiled daily version. This is a bound daily version and it includes a full day for the weekends. The reason why they're so cool is because they have one page for each day and they have your like a timeline on one side and then to-dos on another side and this giant space for notes, which I love. And like I mentioned, like their daily ones have Saturday and Sunday all on one page, but this one has like a full page for Sunday and Saturday. I usually use just one of their page markers to mark the day. It also has this handy little ribbon here, so that marks which month it is for me. So this is like my monthly spread. And then I use one of their clips and just clip in a ton of like stickers. I primarily use the dot stickers just like to mark off like appointments and stuff. But that's the daily planner that I use, kind of in tandem with Asana.